Hello everyone, it is 11:30 on Tuesday. My god, is it only Tuesday? It all blows together. And what I wanted to do was update on the trade that I had a look at yesterday, that I posted up yesterday, and just kind of give you some feedback on the outcome of that. The first thing that I want to do is start by looking at the daily. So yesterday I spoke about the fact that the daily was a little bit overextended. Certainly the 4-hour was potentially, but it was consolidating as opposed to retracing. All right. So I spoke about my concerns about it kind of getting in on the tail end of a move. Excuse me. And at the same time, I highlighted that there was kind of a nice potential breakout setup occurring. And talked you through, I was looking for a breakout of this flat level, and I had two options in terms of my stop loss. I had a choice of putting it a little bit tighter. In terms of looking at it on the 15 minutes, if we just kind of zoom in there was kind of an option here below the lowest swing high, or I could put it below this level of support. Okay, below that. The problem with the difference is the tighter stop loss improved my reward to risk ratio, at least allowing me to get to my trade to break even, and the wider one being slightly safer, but also allowing the problem with that putting my even my first one-to-one target a bit further away, and I explained how I was looking to take the tighter one and looking for that entry in. Okay, so let's have a look at what the outcome of that ultimately was. All right, so just enlarging this a little bit here. I'm also going to, and I had some concerns a little bit yesterday. I spoke about the indicators. They weren't looking great. They weren't looking terrible. They just weren't really there. So I'm just going to remove those so that we can focus just purely on price. All right, so this is the setup as I saw it. Just trying to make that look a little bit neater. All right, cool. There we go. So my entry ultimately was placed at I think it was 27,312, and I placed my stop loss here at 27,198, which is just under a round number of 27.200. I just dropped it just underneath that, which then put my first with spread as well, put my first one-to-one at 27,428, which was just above this high. It was a bit frustrating. I didn't hit my one-to-one on that, pull back, then thankfully went on and hit the one-to-one. So at this point I then became break-even. Took 50% of the profits off the table, and the trade became break-even. Price then continued on and hit my 2-to-1, which was great. So a nice aggressive move. And then it started to wobble and go largely sideways. There was one last attempt to do a move to the upside, and it failed to hit the 3-to-1 and then pull back and subsequently closed out the trade. So what I wanted to just talk you through, the point of this was that the trade setup was a 7 out of 10. 6.5, 7 out of 10 in terms of the quality of it. The risks were that the 4-hour and daily was slightly overextended in reference to previous daily cycles. Also that there was a little bit of flatness or some potential divergence on one of the indicators. Also that I guess this isn't the best price action structure up to it, but it was certainly leading to a breakout, and that's what I ultimately wanted to take in on it. Interestingly enough, it did pull back and produce a bullish candle, so it had a breakout and a potential retest of support, so there could have been an additional entry opportunity here. I did see it. I just didn't even bother to go there to add that to the video. It was just a little bit too much to add into that, but it was a nice bullish candle. Stop loss would have put it below this key level, entry above the high, and it would have actually made the 1-to-1 a lot closer, kind of here, 2-to-1, and you would have hit 3-to-1 on that one. So just interesting, taking note that the last time I did a breakout trade, there was also a retest which also offered a greater reward to risk, and also was proof of that kind of breakout. Let the breakout happen first. So there we go. Price is now retraced back down below this key level, and if I just go and have a look at the larger time frames, you can see here certainly that the 4-hourly is back into the moving averages. Does that mean that it's now done? Well, at this point I still need to see what the next 1 or 2 4-hour bars look like. Do they close as a nice bullish green candle above these lows? Do we get a nice level of support here, tested here, and does price attempt to make another move up, or is this the beginning of the daily retracement? So you can see we get a red candle, then we get a bit of a consolidation or a pullback. Green candles, we get a red candle, then a bit of a pullback. So we're getting a red candle today potentially, and then a bit of a pullback down to maybe 26,700. So that's it. I'm going to wrap up this recording, and then if anything of interest occurs on this, then I will probably towards the end of the week or on my Sunday night video talk about this as well. But there we go. So that was the trade setup as described yesterday, how I managed it, and the outcome at the end of the day was got it to break even, so it was a no lose trade, and then I managed to bank a little bit more profit on top of that, and the market then went sideways and pulled back on me, and just showing you the difference between not presuming the market is going to hand me money, that I do have to take it and I do have to protect my interests. Thank you very much.